In the heart of Brooklyn, where survival is the only goal, there lived a young man with a temper, a dream, and nothing to lose. Before the platinum plaques, before the headlines, before the fame, there was pain. This is the story of Jermaine Maino Coleman, a man who went from a prison cell to the rap spotlight, but not without scars. This is Street Legendz. Maino was born and raised in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, one of the grimiest and most notorious neighborhoods in New York City. Growing up during the crack era, Maino didn't have dreams of being a rapper. He was too busy trying to survive. The streets taught him how to hustle, how to fight, and how to protect his name. In and out of trouble as a teenager, Maino didn't see a future in music. He saw it in the fast money. And like so many young black men in the 90s, the fast life caught up to him quick. In 1993, Maino was sentenced to 10 years in prison for a drug-related kidnapping. Just a teenager, he entered the belly of the beast, New York State Prison, with nothing but his pride. While locked up, Maino found something else, his voice. He started writing rhymes, not to make music, but to stay sane. Rap became his escape, his therapy, his weapon. He once said, "I didn't choose rap. Rap chose me. In a prison cell, I found my freedom." Inside those walls, respect is everything, and disrespect can be deadly. One day, in the prison barbershop, Maino was in the chair, comfortable, confident, until a moment of tension escalated into something permanent. Maino admitted it himself. He underestimated the other inmate, thought he had the upper hand. But in prison, you never let your guard down, not even while getting a haircut. That inmate pulled a blade and slashed Maino across the face. A split-second decision that carved a permanent reminder into his skin. Maino fought back, said he cut him first, but the damage was done.
That's when I got to my cell, held up the mirror. I was like, oh shit, look at my face. And the stitches was like, and so I probably had like 50, 60 stitches. I was sitting in the barbershop in prison in Comstock, and I was sitting like, like this, and I was getting my hair cut. And, I had a problem with a dude prior, and I had cut him a couple of years before that. And out of...
In the same prison?
No, another in Kasaki. And I had cut him, a couple of years before that. And out of the fact that I felt like I was overconfident and felt like, that we was, I don't know what in my mind made me think that we was good. I don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? I definitely was rocked to sleep, and I definitely more or less rocked myself to sleep thinking that he don't want no get back off that. You understand? So, I was in the barbershop. He came in the barbershop, or I think he was in the barbershop before I got there, but I just was like, I don't even give a fuck. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was in the barbershop, and just getting my hair cut and shit. I'll never forget, niggas was like trimming me up and shit like that. Boom. And I just felt something. I just was like, and I knew it. I just knew it.
Ever since you told me this story about how you got your face slashed, because you had slashed some dude already.
Yeah.
And the guy was a barber.
No, he wasn't a barber. I was in a barber chair.
You were in a barber chair.
Right. Yeah.
But the guy was there?
Yeah, he was there.
And you sat in that chair and you said, this dude wouldn't think to retaliate against me because of who I am.
But no, because I felt like I underestimated him.
Right.
And I overestimated myself.
Exactly.
I told you that, right.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
But
and
he
slashed your face.
Hold on though, Vlad. Since that happened to me, I've never in my life ever made that mistake again by underestimating another man.
Exactly.
To feel like, all right, we good, or, you know, shit ain't nothing, or niggas ain't gonna do nothing, or whatever the feeling was at that time. And you gotta also remember, again, we talking about a younger version of me.
How old were you at the time?
20?
20. I really, honestly, like that story, I felt affected my life. Because I think, like, just never feel like the other person can't do something to you.
Right. I don't never feel like that.
I always
Listen,
think this, and I'm always on the defensive.
Listen, you read the Art of War, Sun Tzu tell you the tactics that you use can be used against you.
Right.
You gotta understand the principles and the things that you use to step on shit could be used against you. The same exact thing. Everybody got the same access that you have.
Years later, Maino doesn't hide the scar. He embraces it. He once said, "I wear it like jewelry." What was meant to humble him became a part of his brand. That scar traveled with him from the prison yard to the rap game, a constant reminder of what he came from and what he never wants to return to. When Maino touched down in 2003, he didn't waste time. He jumped into the rap game head first, grinding mixtapes in the streets, building buzz with raw, real lyrics that only someone who lived that life could spit. Maino came home during the Smack DVD era, which was a platform for underground rappers to showcase their talents and gain recognition on a platform that also showcased mainstream artists. Maino recorded a song called Rumors, in which he name-dropped many artists and exposed the secrets and rumors that were spread about them. He gained a lot of exposure, good and bad, from the streets. That move was very strategic and such a 50-cent move. Afterwards, he linked up with DJ K Slay and earned his stripes the hard way, in the underground. Eventually, the majors took notice, and Maino signed his first deal with Universal Records. 2008 was his moment. Maino dropped High Hater, a record that hit hard with fans who knew what it felt like to be doubted. The song was an anthem for the overlooked, the hated, the ones climbing from the bottom. He followed up with All the Above, featuring T-Pain. It was a different sound, but it showed his versatility. The track hit Billboard, and Maino finally had his seat at the table. Maino never left the streets. Even with fame, he stayed 10 toes down. But that loyalty came with consequences. He had several public altercations, from Young Berg to rumors about Trinidad James. But Maino wasn't chasing clout. He was protecting his name. Maino was one of the realest rappers in the game. And when it came to beef, he always stood on business. In the early 2000s, during the Smack era, Maino had beef with rapper-turned-actor Jamal Gravy Woolard. It was told that beef was very real, and it got very dangerous. Fights, robberies, and crews clashing in the streets of Brooklyn behind this beef. It was stated by Maino that the beef was so real, it caused the rapper Gravy to move out of the neighborhood due to the amount of problems he was having behind the beef. After that, Gravy stopped pursuing music and ended up getting into acting, scoring his first role in the movie Notorious, where he portrays the late Biggie Smalls. Since then, the beef between he and Maino has been squashed. Maino terrorized not only Brooklyn, but the industry as well. He was smacking rappers, fighting in clubs, and causing so many problems to the point people were scared to deal with him. His latest run-in was with Troy Ave and Whack 100. Maino engaged with both beefs online, but keep it on the internet due to maturing and having more things to lose now. Maino came to the realization that he had to understand that the internet was the new hustle, and that people love content and drama. He decided not to engage any longer due to not wanting to crash out and go back to his old ways. Another rapper Maino had beef with was Lil Cease from Biggie's group Junior Mafia. Apparently, Cease had testified on groupmate Lil Kim in court for shootout that happened at Hot 97. She received 1 year and 1 day in prison for lying to a federal grand jury about her knowledge of a 2001 shooting outside the Hot 97 radio station in New York City. Maino was close friends with Kim, and he got revenge on her behalf by beating up Lil Cease for testifying. He created Hustle Hard Entertainment and stayed active in Brooklyn, but no matter how far he went in the game, he was never too far from the street. Maino might not have become a global superstar, but his influence is real. In 2022, he joined forces with Harlem rapper Jim Jones to create Lobby Boyz, a return to that raw, gritty New York rap energy. Today, Maino is more than a rapper. He's a voice for the voiceless, a symbol of second chances, and proof that the streets don't always win. Maino's journey wasn't pretty, it wasn't easy, and it damn sure wasn't fake. From a 10-year bid to Billboard charts, from Bed-Stuy corners to Breakfast Club interviews, he's been counted out, knocked down, hated on, but never broken. This is more than rap. This is redemption. This is Street Legendz.